sir. You already know the vibes. It's Nota Vibes. It's February 27, 2023. It's episode number 11. Y'all wildin'. Y'all wildin'. We gonna cut that out. We gonna cut that out. Episode number 11 over here in Nota Vibes. They're already acting up in the app of Tag. That's why I be telling everybody, if you want to see the live mistakes of the episode of Nota Vibes, please download the app Tag. Fuck you guys. Anyways, how was your week, my guy? How's everything going?
My week's pretty good. You know, short week for me. I was off Monday, so
yeah,
you know,
President's Day, something like that.
Yeah,
fuck
so I've just been
President's Day,
chilling.
bro.
Really. Honestly, yeah, I'll take the day. Though.
Take the day off.
Fuck it.
But fuck them presidents.
Fuck it.
But it was an interesting weekend. Basketball All-Star weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, the All-Star game. You being a big fanatic of basketball, especially, how do you feel about the All-Star game lately? How it's conducted? Trash.
Garbage.
Just like that.
Basura.
You know what? This is the first time like I really didn't even click the channel or anything like that. Like I didn't even look at the highlights.
It's so uninteresting and boring.
Yeah.
Like, I remember growing up in a time where you used to be excited to watch the All-Star game. You know it's a spectacle, so you know they're not gonna play too hard. But bro, this shit just seemed lazy.
Yeah.
You feel me? Shout out to Jason Tatum. He scored how much it was?
My
55?
God, 55.
Yeah,
My God,
55. I fuck with Tatum. You know, I hate the Celtics, but I like him as a player.
Yeah.
So it just feels boring. Like it just is uninteresting, bro. Like I'd rather watch something else, bro.
What do you feel that is the difference between the past and now that makes it uninteresting to watch?
I don't want to say it's like an era type of thing because there's a lot of bright stars in today's basketball.
Yeah.
It just don't feel the same. It just don't feel with that same drive. Like, you used to be excited because you was going to see Kobe versus LeBron.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know you was going to get that shit in the finals.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it don't feel like that no more. Like, it's that feeling just kind of went away.
You feel like people are not also, I feel like back in the days, they used to take the All-Star game way more serious.
Yeah, the actual game was way more serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I seen a highlight, or I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. They was going back and forth shooting from half court.
Yeah.
Not even playing defense.
Yeah, nothing. They not playing no defense. I'm like, bro, play like at least a little bit. I know y'all not playing hard, but like, you know, at least a little bit.
I know a couple of episodes ago we were speaking about the NBA trades and, you know, the winners and losers of each trade. But now that the All-Star, you know, game is over, now we can actually talk about predictions in the finals and also like the best team to turn it around in the second half or even fail in the second half. So you have any like predictions, the NBA finals or
I don't got predictions for the finals because this is like for the first time in a lot of years where it's been up in the air. Like it's up in the air.
Yeah.
But I like the Celtics. I like the Bucks in the East. You can never count out the Warriors.
Yeah.
The Nuggets are pretty good. Who else is up there? The Grizzlies are pretty good, but I don't see it yet. I feel like they're too immature. They got to get their heart broken a couple of times before they...
Like the Warriors?
Yeah, before they cross that line.
Yeah.
Anywhere Kevin Durant is a threat.
It's a threat, especially...
But I don't see them going too far this year because they got to get a lot of stuff together. Now they got to rebuild that bench.
Yeah.
So... You know, it's up in the air right now.
So which team you think? I was looking at the Lakers lately. I feel like
the Lakers got better. I just don't know if they're gonna have an actual run because they're like into the playing spot.
Yes.
And they may not make it all the way.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
So which teams do you think personally will have a turnaround season in the second half?
I feel like the Lakers are gonna be there.
Okay.
I feel like the Lakers got real better. They got shooting. They got D'Angelo that could spread the floor now. They got defense as well with AD, So I feel like they're going to improve. They're just not going to – it's just too late in the season for us to see a significant run of relevance.
Yes,
you know what happens?
Yes.
Unless LeBron has one of those miracle seasons just to solidify himself more and just go bananas and wins the whole shit.
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening. I feel like next year they're going to be a real solid contender next year.
But you do see them improving in the second
half.
half.
Yeah, I do. Yes. I do see them winning a bunch of games.
Any teams that you feel like had a good first half, but now might backtrack a little bit now in the second half?
No, I don't really see. I feel the teams might go on the same pace.
How about the Brooklyn Nets? You know,
The Nets, I feel like they're gonna backtrack. Like everybody expects that, cause like
because of the moves.
Yeah, like I said in the episode before, like they didn't trade for to win now. They're trading for the future.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So they're actually gonna decline. The Knicks are gonna be winning games. They're steadily improving. But the problem with the Knicks is they need that guy. That guy. They fumbled the bag not trading for Mitchell, but they need that guy. Jalen Brunson does his shit. I don't fuck with Julius Randle. He garbage. But they doing their thing over there.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
yeah.
No, I see. I've been, you know, I'm a more of a baseball fan, but I've been watching. To be honest, I'm proud of my Celtics. So I'm personally gonna make a choice. I think it's gonna be a rematch from last year. I think Golden State, if they are fully 100% healthy, going into the playoffs, and the experience and just that deep roster that they have, I feel like they can, and I don't count them out. I just feel like that team is too experienced. Like you
DR?
said, the Golden State Warriors,
sorry.
the Golden State Warriors. I feel like they're kind of a dynasty since 2015. When you look at it, they've been.
Yeah, you can never count them out.
I just feel like they got the roster. Hard to beat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in the series, like they just make it to the playoff. Whether they 8th, 10th seed, doesn't matter.
They're like the Celtics, not the Celtics. My fault. The Spurs.
The Spurs. Yeah.
That they always had their same core intact. They just changed the pieces around them to win championships. They're always in contention.
I just don't like one of the comments here, Pew. He basically said, you know, it's hard to beat them in the best out of 7.
Yeah.
Like you can beat them in game 2, even 3. But when it comes down to the pressure, they've been there. They've been done that.
They're gonna show you they're here for. They're built for that.
So I feel like if healthy, if they all got their players healthy, the bench players, their starting 5, I feel like they are strong competition in the West. And then in the East, like you said, I think it's the Bucks and the Celtics.
Yeah, the Bucks.
I think it's gonna be 1-2, 1-2. But you know, I'm gonna have to pick my team, the Celtics. You know, I feel like they won last year.
I like the Celtics. I ain't gonna lie, I like the Celtics.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, losing last year in the
I like the basketball they're playing. I don't like Boston, bro. I can't do it. I like the basketball they're playing. Let me clarify, because I could never be a Celtics fan.
You just as a basketball.
Like I'm like for the actual game they play, how they play defense and how they score, you know.
Yeah, I think
they're doing their thing. Yeah, exactly. As in the basketball aspect, but fuck anything related to Boston. I don't like y'all niggas. Yankees all day, and you already know how I feel about that. We're not even gonna go into that bag.
Don't talk now. Fuck that. Talking about baseball. Baseball season is back.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fucking happy. That's my sport, baseball season. But before the actual season, you know, related to like the World Cup and how soccer has it, they're gonna have the World Baseball Classic. And that's where every country that participated and actually made it, they're going to participate and play for their country, you know, and represent their country. Obviously, DR stacked. You know, they just have a full roster. PR is pretty decent. You know, USA is pretty good. But any opinions and who you think?
You already know I got DR. I feel like they won the last Classic, I believe so.
Yeah,
they
did. Oh, no, I don't
did they? Or the one before?
The one before that.
Yeah,
yes.
The one before that.
They went undefeated. The only team to go undefeated.
We went undefeated. I feel like DR always has a good chance because the amount of talent. Like we're built for that. Like Americans are built for basketball. We're built for baseball.
Yeah.
You know, Cubans are there. Puerto Ricans also in the mix. But the most dominant baseball players usually be Dominican players.
Yeah.
So I got DR, and you can never count out Japan ever.
Me as a baseball fanatic myself, I'm realistic. You know, obviously I'm gonna root for my culture, Puerto Rico, but you know, I think they have a good team, yes. But when you look at the roster, 1 through 25, however deep is the roster, DR, USA, and Japan. I feel like I don't know.
USA as well.
USA got a deep roster. A lot of MLB players actually participated. I think on the opposite, even though this is way different, you know, this is representing your country. They're taking it serious.
Yeah.
You know, they actually say, hey, like, this is more than baseball.
We came here to play.
This is representing our country.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like USA actually are the defending champions.
Mm-hmm.
USA being the defending champions, and Japan a 2-time champion, DR being a 1-time champion. Those 3 are the biggest threat of coming in this year. And I'm gonna be honest, I think the championship, me being honest, you know, we had a thing. If you follow us on tag, a DR versus PR music battle the other time, it created a little bit of drama. But I gotta be realistic. I think DR gonna take it. I think they have the team, they have the talent, they have the drive to actually want to come back and win. Last year, I mean, the last time that they participated, it didn't go as planned, and I think they're gonna come, trying to come claim that title back. I think it's good for baseball as well. Baseball hasn't had the World Baseball Classic due to the COVID.
I feel like it has to be like advertised a little more.
Definitely. I
feel like they should get like the big treatment, just like the World Series and stuff like that.
The World Series and like the World Cup.
The World Cup as well.
It definitely gets a lot of advertisement all over. Everybody knows about it. Everybody's in tune.
Yeah, I feel like there should be more advertised, even though it's something fairly recent.
So
it should be more advertised out there because this is a great exposure for a lot of baseball players around the world, bro.
So I feel like
you for sure know there's MLB scouts in there looking
everywhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Everywhere, because it's different countries that players that never played in front of important people have the opportunity now to play not just live TV, but in front of MLB scouts that could change their whole life.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like it should be promoted more. But to look at the positive side, they have been. It was an experiment in the beginning. They was only gonna do it like twice, and now this year they have been promoting it way more.
Yeah.
I feel like now they see that it's like it can be a big thing like the World Cup. So now they're gonna start promoting it. So I'm just happy that the baseball season is back. Basketball season. I'm looking forward to a lot of things.
Playoffs is gonna be interesting.
Playoff for basketball, man.
It's gonna be one of them years you don't want to miss out. It's gonna be one of them years where people gonna remember.
I feel like the competition has been balanced all over.
Yeah.
So now no team is a pushover.
No.
Even the 8th, 9th seed
could knock you the fuck out.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward for that. Playoffs usually start around April.
Yeah.
So we got like about a month only left of the regular season for NBA.
Yeah.
That's around the same time the baseball season is starting. So I'm really, even though the Super Bowl ended, the football season ended, there's a lot of interesting things going on in the sports world. Now changing the topic a little bit. There's something that I just like feel like I just wanted to touch on when it comes to how people react to certain things, whether it's communication, understanding. But we touched it briefly last week when it came to men empowerment, but now it comes to like just a whole, like a human species, how we react to certain situations. And I believe a lot of things, it affects you from childhood, from how you were raised and what you saw in the household. Like if people lack communication, maybe it's because they saw lack of communication with family members and all that. And I just wanted to touch something up, like, it's crazy because, a lot of people don't know, but people think that I'm the only one picking the topics here. But, behind the scenes, you basically picked every topic for today. And this is not just your first time. This is like your third or fourth time where you assist me in whatever we need to speak about. And I'm glad you touch up on this topic because I feel like to understand people, you need to understand their childhood. I feel like there's a lot of broken people that started because of whatever childhood they was brought upon. And it doesn't mean that you had a bad home. It's just what you saw is what you practice. It goes related to sports. What you practice is how you play, but what you see is how you act in real life. And I feel like for me, I was very fortunate to be raised with a mom and dad, but that doesn't mean that the household was functional.
It ain't never perfect.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it ain't never perfect.
Like, yes, it was it was a blessing at the time being raised by both parents because I could not imagine, kids having to arrange to see certain parents at certain days and I know there's a lot of situations like that. So I do thank God that every time that I was raised with both, but it did have its effects in a negative way. Because I feel like as a relationship, I saw a lot of arguing, a lot of yelling, a lot of back and forth, a lot of indecisive moments where are they going to separate, are they not, a lot of tough conversations as a child I had to grow up as. And I feel like sometimes, it affects me in current situation, whether it is in a love situations or a friendship. Sometimes I do lack communication. Sometimes I do distance myself because I don't want it to get to that point. So I feel like, to understand whether a friend, to understand a partner, to understand anybody in general, sometimes we have to have that deep conversation of how they was brought up, what they're used to, because I feel like that does affect a role. Like me working with kids in the past, I seen like certain kids have like sometimes anger issues or they were problematic at school, always causing trouble. And I feel like I didn't understand why until I met their guardian.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
This is the environment they in.
this is where they pick up their traits. This is why they act a certain way. This is, like I never understood until I met them and I seen, okay, it's deeper than the child. It's not just the child. It's what you see, is what you surround yourself around. And as a kid, you don't got a choice of who you surround yourself with. You just raise with whoever's raising you, and then you pick up on their traits. And I feel like even as adults, we still traumatized about the shit we went through the past. Like, I don't know if like you can relate in any way, like something that affects you now, that is because of how you was brought up or any situation like that.
One of the things is like my mom is. I won't say my mom isn't affectionate, like she is, but like I used to live in New York and she dropped me in DR, and for an extended amount of time I didn't see my mother. So that was missing. So I'm not very affectionate. I'm not very open towards the people around me. And I always tell people around me, like, yo, don't get it twisted. Like, I fuck with you. I got love for you, this and that. But I'm not very open with it. I'm not over the top with it. And it's something because that time period, my mom was missing, bro. That time period, I was forming myself. I was going through a lot of things, not really having guidance. I'm living with my grandparents. They don't really give a fuck about shit.
So you didn't see like you didn't have that love connection with that.
No, with nobody. It was just literally my brother there. But even at that point, me and him was always fighting and arguing, and we ain't really get along. We had a whole situation going on that we didn't really understand as kids. We just trying to deal with it. So it kind of forced us to grow up before we needed to.
Yes.
You know?
You feel like you was grown faster than you expected.
Yeah, like my innocence was rather early, bro. I had to stab like my father in the back when I was like 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he was choking the fuck out my mom. You feel me? So I have a lot of things that like I still deal with an adult that it's just kind of hard for me to even express them. You know?
Because of your upbringing and whatever you was going through.
Yeah.
In DR, you said.
In DR, yeah, that was a hard time, and this is not even. This is like a 10% of the like whole story.
Of course.
But I went through a lot of shit through that time period, bro. Cause I had to adapt. Imagine you living your whole life here in New York. I left here when I was 9. I didn't come back till I was 20.
So 11 years, half of your life.
Bro, that's half of my life, bro. I had to adapt a whole different language I didn't even speak, which is good because I ended up being bilingual, but at the same token.
At that moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that held me back. You know what I'm saying?
At that moment, you felt like, dang, this is pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, growing up as kids, like, I feel like.
I'm very defensive over a lot of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, your experiences made you defensive because of whatever you went through. You don't trust easily.
Yeah.
You don't open up.
Yeah. It's hard for me to trust people because my mom told me, like, yo, we going for a vacation. Next day, my mom didn't come back in 11 years.
How can you trust somebody?
You get what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to trust even anybody. And I don't want to, judge her or, put her on blast or none of that. I love her. That's my mom at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But those are the results of the things that happened during that time that I still deal with today. Like, I'm 27,
Yeah.
I'm about to be 30 in 3 years. It's still things I'm trying to hash out those issues and try to navigate through those problems.
Now, there's an interesting question from, shout out to Damn LC. We products of our environment, or can we break the cycle?
We could definitely break the cycle. I feel like a lot of people get a second chance in life when they have a child. Yes. Once you have a child, and I don't want no children. Do not get it misconstrued. I'm going to put that out there.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that. But I've seen a lot of people break those habits and cycles and become better people than they were once they have a child, They change their circle, their environment. They start working and progressing on themselves because they don't want their child to experience the same amount of trauma or the things, or even be in the position to be in those things. They want a better life for them. So I've definitely seen the cycle be broken, but a lot of people don't break the cycle.
Now,
you know?
now, it's funny you say that because my next question was gonna be actually, how about for the people that don't have a kid, and now we're like me personally, I'm 32, you're 28, 27. You know, we're older people that by this age usually they have kids. So how about people that have went through trauma like us that don't have kids and don't I guess rely on the kid to make that improvement? How can we do it internally?
I don't got the answers, Peter, because I'm trying to look for the answers.
Trying to look for it.
You get what I'm saying?
I personally,
I wish I had the answers to tell every single one of y'all.
Yeah.
But I don't, because everybody's way they came up is different. The rich kid didn't have the same life as the guy who grew up in the hood with gangbangers.
Yeah.
It's different reality. So it's kind of hard to give like a general rule for that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm still trying to look for the answers.
I feel like the base of changing or improving is you have to do it. You have to want to do it. You understand? Like,
you got to start somewhere. You got to acknowledge that. It's like drug addicts.
Yes.
Even though we smoke weed here, y'all can say what y'all
it's
want.
a form of addiction, you know, like when you look at it, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
But when you know that it's a problem that is holding you back, you got to acknowledge it's like, yo, I have a problem.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts if you really want to change that. With whatever you deal with, whether it's cheating or, you know, alcohol, whatever the fuck you dealing with.
Whatever it is. Because I was going to say a personal experience, you know, you spoke, you know, a little personal about your own, you know, experience getting raised in DR. But for me personally, it was like, I feel like my mom felt, I'm the first child.
Yeah.
So my mom had me at, I think it was 19, my dad at 20, very young. So, you know, they were inexperienced, or not even inexperienced, because I feel like if you're 35 having your first child, that's still inexperienced because it's your first time. But being even younger, you know, it was more difficult. And I feel like she didn't have somewhat of patience to, in certain situations that, which, you know, like, just like you said, I love my mom. I know that her intentions was always to love me the right way. And sometimes she did, you know, went a little overboard when it came to, like, not even giving me a chance to talk or listen to me and anything. And we had a grown conversation about 2 years ago. She said, you know, Peter, I have a lot of pressure at that time that I was learning.
Yeah.
I was learning as we go. And, you know, I apologize. I said, don't apologize. At the end of the day, you know, like LC said, like, do we change the cycle ourselves? Yeah, I feel like one of the things growing up that affected me in communicating and being open and being heard. So instead of being heard, I felt like afraid of not being heard because my mom never heard me.
Yeah.
So I felt afraid of always speaking up because I'm like, I'm not going to be heard anyway, so let me keep these feelings inside. And I feel like, yeah, I'm changing the cycle as we speak. Am I there? No. There's certain moments that I feel like I should communicate a little bit better with people, with friends like yourself. You know, that time that I separated myself, I feel like if I communicated better, it would have been better. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm working on it every day. I feel like it's a everyday struggle, a battle. Some days I might feel better in doing this. Some days I might not. Some days you might feel better in whatever you know have. Some days you might not. I feel like as long as you try all the time and you aware of what you need to improve in your life, just be like, basically don't put excuses anymore for what you went through.
Yeah.
I feel like the people that don't break that cycle is because they want that pity, like,
to be the excuse.
Oh, you know, like, I get why you acting like this. No, you know, we gotta change that cycle. Like, yes, I've seen a lot of situations, like you said. Kids definitely change a lot of people's perspective about life and how to grow up and how to view things and all that. And for me personally, it's just, you know, all the experiences I just want to change within. Like, I could have better probably friendships or even have a potential partner if I communicate better and everything. And I'm working on it. You know, I think it takes a lot of patience as friends to learn what they're working on.
Yeah.
You know, like, you communicating this, now I know why you sometimes get distant, or sometimes why you don't open up. And me communicating with this, now you understand why sometimes I don't communicate. What, you know, I feel like once you learn a little bit deeper of why they act a certain way, now you know how to act accordingly with those type of people. You know, I give a shout out to Luna. Sometimes Luna, I don't agree with a lot of shit she be saying, but one thing that I do give her credit is that she said, Peter, I feel like you should speak up more often. I feel like, you should voice yourself. Don't hold back. There's a way to, to say it without being rude.
Rude, yeah.
But, I feel like when you hold back, you hold internally what you want to feel. And then that's when you have, you mentally are, drained because you don't allow yourself to open up. So something that I feel like I've been improving is communicating more how I feel this year. I feel like ever since 2023 came, that was one of my goals. Communicate better. Whether it makes the situation a hard topic to talk about or not, if we really are meant to be friends or whatever else in the future, we will get through that.
Yeah.
Because communication shouldn't feel offensive.
Nah, never. Like, I feel this way, I feel that way. You know how I be. I'll be straight up and down.
No, of course. Me personally, I'm not gonna lie. Somebody said streaming definitely helps. For me, I've learned here to communicate better. I feel like in person I was very shy to communicate, and streaming for me taught me a little bit better. Like if I can confront something that bothers me here, I can do it in person.
Yeah.
You understand? I feel like if a situation ever happened where I feel like I need to be distant, this time around I would communicate that instead of disappearing from you.
Nah, that's good, bro. That's good. I appreciate that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
I feel it's
with me, like
progression.
Yeah, you know with me, bro. Like I don't really like pressure you or blame. Like I'm not that type of friend. Like I understand.
Yeah.
Like I understand that life happens regardless. It's gonna be a time. Like I'm doing music. I don't know if I blow the fuck up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I won't be able to chill and do this all the time. My schedule's gonna life happens. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you have a kid tomorrow. That shit's gonna change your whole shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. By the way, I'm not having a kid.
No, I know.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe in the future, but
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It changes, or you get a job as an engineer or something, or you buy a house out of town. Like the possibilities are endless. Definitely. So like life happens. So I'm not the type to blame nobody.
Let me ask you something. And I've seen a lot of different answers and opinions about the question I'm about to ask. Do you feel that real friendships communicate every day, or they understand that every day is not possible to communicate?
For me, I understand that every day is not possible. Every day is not possible.
I agree personally. I feel like you don't need to prove a point to, contact me every day to say, hey, I'm your friend.
It depends on the level of friendship as well.
Yeah, I'm talking about deep friends.
Yeah.
Deep friends, I feel.
Nah, I don't think so, because you understand. You understand your friend has their own life to deal with,
Some are parents.
Some parents,
Some have big careers.
Exactly.
Or, they work hard every day. I think it's kind of selfish if you feel that your friend is not being a friend if they don't contact you.
If they don't talk to you all the time.
I feel like if you get mad over that, that's you're being selfish, because everybody does have a life. I'll be there for you, important moments, yes. And yes, once in a blue, I'll check up on you, you know what I'm saying? Like once a week, you know what I'm saying? But that everyday thing, I feel like.
And if y'all real friends, bro, like if y'all don't got
you don't
time
let that
talking,
bother you,
bro, when y'all see each other's, nigga, what? We
like
been
nothing
chilling
happened
for 40 years.
Like nothing happened.
You know
like
come
on,
bro.
Life happens.
Bro.
I feel like life happens, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And I've been through a lot of situations, or I've seen many people feel where like, oh, if you don't hit me up, that's you moving funny.
Yeah. And
that, to me, you thinking like that is moving funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like I'll give space.
Yeah,
space.
that's me.
Space is needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, us, before you enter Tag, the app, we used to communicate like once or twice a week. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't every day. Like, it doesn't need to be a solidified friendship to communicate every fucking day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's switch it up a little bit. We came out with the Ghetto Mundo merch. Shout out to LC's person. You already know the vibes. And we're not stopping there, though. We coming up with this idea that one logo is not enough. I feel like we can definitely branch a lot of different logos out there. And Millie, shout out to Millie on Tag. She's interested in doing anime Ghetto Mundo merch.
That's fine.
And me, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm oblivious to anime. But I see a lot of people interested in anime. A lot of people, a lot of big fanatics. Um, like probably 70, 80% of the people are into it. So I just want to, if you could probably elaborate a little bit because, like I said, like I have no knowledge when it comes. I've seen a little anime work, tattoos especially.
Yeah.
But what is so interesting about this anime thing to you personally?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna start like this. A lot of people want to get it twisted with the idea, oh, it's for kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for children. It's not like that. For me personally, I watch it because of the animation, because I feel like that's one of the greatest forms of art that exists in the planet. The fact that you could take this from because they got something called manga, which is their comic book version of what you're seeing animated.
Okay.
This is where the stories come from, you know? It's amazing for you to see somebody draw something and how they brought it to life. It's just an amazing visual if it's well done and well represented, you know? Plus the stories that these characters are telling, it gets you attached to them. You know what I'm saying?
What's an anime show that's famous? Or
Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Like my first anime that I really watched was Dragon Ball. I used to remember like sitting in Cartoon Network. There used to be this block of anime called Toonami.
Yeah.
They used to play like 4 or 3 animes from Japan because this is Japanese. This is where it comes from.
Okay.
And I remember seeing Dragon Ball for the first time, and this shit like blew my mind. Just seeing Goku as a little kid, just being a goofball and going around. And at this point, my mom was popping. She was making a little money, so we had cable.
Yeah.
So I could afford to kind of keep watching,
Okay.
like get in tune with the story, and just see him how he went to a kid and just grew up and go through all the adversities, and not really being understanding of what really was going around him because he was just moving around because he just got a good heart.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's a lot of stories that involve that, like, you'll be like, damn, that's a lesson I learned. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying like the storylines is deeper than...
Yeah, it's deeper than just what you're watching on the screen, because that's why I say, like, don't get it twisted because people be like, oh, that's for kids. No, bro, these are real stories that apply to real life, like Naruto.
Yeah.
Like, his story is, he's a ninja, and his parents died, but when they died, they saved the whole village and entrapped a demon, the most dangerous demon in his body.
These storylines.
Bro, so everybody repelled him in the town. He was a loner. And at the end of the story, he basically becomes the person that everybody loves. He's the leader of his town that everybody respects. But you see how he grew up and earned that respect all the way till there. You know what I'm saying?
So, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Comic-Con got anything to do with...
Comic-Con, yeah, a lot of people go with like anime costumes and got anime booths and
What's
stuff like that.
What's your favorite anime illustration or show or anything?
One of my favorite shows, I don't know if people might know about this one, is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
Which is translated in English as Ghost Files. And it's about like this kid, he's like 14 years old. And everybody, he's like the bully of the town. So he always picking fights and stuff like that. And he only gives a fuck about himself.
Okay.
But one day, this is all in the first episode. One day, he's walking around the street and he sees a little kid playing with a ball.
Yeah.
And he saves the ball and he's like, yo, you better stop playing because this is dangerous. You playing around here. The kid, being a kid, keeps playing with the ball. And he goes into the road behind the ball. And the dude saves him. And he dies.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and he dies. But he wasn't planning to die that day in the world. So he's like with the Spirit Reaper and shit. And they tell him like, look, you did a selfish act. We gonna give you another chance in life. And he's like, nah, I don't think I deserve another chance in life because I've been an asshole. Like, nobody wants me. And they tell him like, yo, go to your funeral. And he went to his funeral, like in spirit. And he seen how people reacted to him when he died. Everybody was crying. All his ops was like, damn, like, I respected the dude because he always stood up for what he believed for and shit like that. So it gives you, like, an interesting perspective. Like, what if I go?
So, like, these storylines,
you know what I'm saying?
Deeper. It's like a life, sometimes like a life lesson, basically, that I could teach you. No, I listen, I'm trying to get into anime. Sometimes they say when you're interested in somebody, their interests you and all that. And, And, like, I want to see what animes are about, and just like I said, Millie is she's working on an anime image right now for Ghetto Mundo, so I'm looking forward for that. Talking about images, I have to give another shout out to Barbie. Her Instagram is Barbie underscore tagged. Over here on tag, she goes by Barbie. She also drew another phenomenal image. We got a lot of talent over here. She drew me as a sloth, a human sloth, the same background that I have when I stream. So anybody that's interested in her artwork, follow her on Instagram, Barbie underscore tagged. Talking about Instagram and YouTube and all that, I finally updated the bio inside tag, so now you can directly go and subscribe on YouTube. Click the YouTube link and also follow the Instagram. That's my personal one, but in the bio it has the Instagram for the podcast at Nota Vibes. So no more excuses. I expect way more motherfucking subscribers because we got what almost 4,000 faves and only like 30 subscribers. That the math ain't mathing. All right, so please everybody that tune in, everybody in Ghetto Mundo, the merch is about to come out. Shout out to Bougie. He's on the works of having the first sample merch like that. We can test it out and show it to everybody. We could take some pre-orders in the future. We're gonna try to do hoodies and shirts and hats. We're gonna keep you guys updated, but it's on the works. So you already know everybody that I end every stream, every podcast with a quick prayer. Shout out to everybody that tuned in for episode number 11. Next week, episode number 12 with special guest 12. He'll be tuning in with us and Ranger, myself. It's going to be pretty interesting. So everybody, please pray an emoji. We're about to end this episode number 11. Lord, I give you all that I am this day. Please brush away my weariness so that I may be inspired in my work. Help me to discover new ways to reveal your love to all I meet. Keep my mind clear and focused on all I need to achieve. And give me the wisdom to overcome difficulties and find solutions. Amen. Shout out to everybody that tuned in on tag. We need to upload about 4 or 5 episodes on YouTube. We're gonna have episode number 5 or 6 to 11 uploaded sometime next week. So tune in, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it. You already know the vibes. It's Nota Vibes.